Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another cleaning, decluttering, and organizing. If you are new here, hi, my name is Yesenia and I focus on helping people manage their home while dealing with depression, anxiety, and ADHD. And every week I post new videos where I show you and walk you through some ways in how you can manage not just cleaning, but also decluttering and just managing your home while you are healing from depression, managing your anxiety, or dealing with ADHD. Now, if you are following me on Instagram, thank you so much for your support and thank you again for following me along in these last few years and sharing my journey of dealing with depression and anxiety, but also recently diagnosed with ADHD. If you are new and you haven't found my page is Home.Cleaningtips and I share so much information there. I have free printables for anyone who is trying to find something that is already predetermined for cleaning and decluttering. And I love to do a lot of fun seasonal challenges to get our home decluttered and to hopefully also aid in how daunting it can be, especially if you're dealing with depression or anxiety. Now, I know with the holidays basically here, if you're watching this, it's already been Thanksgiving or heading into the new year and Christmas, and it can be very, very hard. It can also be hard if you deal with SAD, which is seasonal depression, and that tends to happen in places where the sun decreases and we're just not out as much out of the house because it might be really cold or snowy or just gets dark sooner. And so if you're gonna worried about what it's going to happen when you're dealing with this, I just want you to know that we are going to come up with a plan here. We're going to talk about ways that we can stay just motivated and continue our healing process without letting go of what our home means to us. So let's get started on this cleaning. If you want to play this in the background, that is totally fine. If this just kind of makes you feel like you're doing it with someone, by all means, absolutely. And in the comments, I would love to hear what is maybe one thing that you are proud of today. Now, it can be very different to individuals dealing with depression and anxiety and an ADHD. For me, for example, one win was I have been doing my best to get out of bed at a very specific time and not necessarily jump onto my phone because, as we all know, doom scrolling can actually make things a lot worse, especially when you are getting up. You really want to give your body the time to kind of process what's going on and not jump into this need for serotonin release. A lot of people with ADHD tend to doom scroll because it releases serotonin at a much faster pace. And that can be a little bit difficult to deal with because we have a hard time being productive. And if we are sitting on our phones, we're probably not being productive. So that is one thing that I've been trying to do my absolute best in doing, and it has been really good, and that is my win. So I would love to hear your win in the comments. I would love for you to share any tips that you may have if you deal with seasonal depression or things that you can suggest to someone else who is going through this at the same time. I wanted to share some of the questions that I got on Instagram this week and address some of those here because I think they're very important and they could help someone out. The first question that I got this week is, what do you do on low energy days, but you have a family at home and you work from home as well? Well, first of all, I make sure that I set a timer for everything that I do because it almost tricks my brain into thinking that I am not spending an entire day doing work or doing chores that I probably don't want to do at that time. So setting the timer for 5, 10, even 15 minutes for each task actually will keep me more productive because my mind thinks I will only be working for 15 minutes. When in reality, I've probably been doing more work than my brain is thinking. Another thing I like to do is also having some sort of notebook nearby. And immediately when I start feeling like things are not going the right way, I start writing very positive aspects of my day. So instead of saying, maybe on my to-do list, I will get the bed done and the laundry and the trash, I'm going to write down, I've done a great job today at making the bed. I feel good about taking the trash out. I will, very positive things. Now, you might think that's kind of silly, but there is such a thing when it comes to almost like setting your path up for success, right? And if we're constantly saying, I don't want to do this, I really hate doing this, I dislike laundry, then our entire mood will remain that way. But if we start doing something positive, then that will uplift us and at least keep us going in the right path. Another very common question I got this week was actually about laundry. And I am not going to lie to you. I've always really been overwhelmed by laundry, especially when I had children, because it went from washing my laundry to my husband's to washing tiny humans' laundry. And let me tell you, baby clothes is, whew, that was rough. But then going into the toddler and full-grown child is also tough. So one tip I have and one thing that I do practice at home is that we actually teach our boys to start doing their laundry roughly around the time they turn 6. Now, it's not perfect and it's not, exactly how I like it to be. Like, they don't go and start sorting their clothes. They don't go and use stain remover or anything like that. Everything goes in one load of laundry. They know where the detergent goes and they get it going. They're also in charge of making sure their clothes goes into the dryer. And then when we get to the folding part, they sit next to us and help us put things back. If you have children that are of age, I would definitely suggest incorporating them. But here's a trick. We cannot be so stressed that it won't be done perfectly that we forbid them of something that is very crucial in life. And I say this because I, growing up, saw my mom getting really frustrated over things that maybe would have been helpful for me to learn just as a life skill. But because it wasn't maybe perfect or to her liking, I then lacked that ability and had to learn it as a grown-up. So I always suggest that if you have children, you let them learn this because, again, it's a process and they could really help out if you let them. Now, another tip is I don't go sorting everything out unless it's something that I know might get stained or release some sort of stain to other clothes, or if it's something that shouldn't go into the dryer. But other than that, everything goes in with a color catcher, and I have yet to had an issue with it. So I definitely recommend this process as opposed to sorting everything out. Now, if you do like sorting things out, I would suggest having the whole family help in this process to the degree that you're comfortable. But it just saves you time and effort and keeps you feeling more motivated because now everybody is a part of this. if you follow me on Instagram, then you've probably heard me talk about cleaning for allergies and asthma and respiratory concerns. And so, I have gotten so many messages about what and how to clean when you have children or you yourself have asthma. Now, in my household, both my son and I unfortunately deal with asthma, sometimes more than others. Like during the winter, it tends to be really bad. But we recently moved to an area that's still under construction, and because of all the dirt and stuff, it has actually made our asthma flare up more. And so that's been a bit hard. What I typically do, and this can be a lot of work if I'm being honest, but when you have someone with asthma, avoiding those triggers are really the most important thing. Otherwise, you can end up in the hospital needing more respiratory treatments or oxygen. There's been times where my own inhaler doesn't work. And so I take it very seriously when it comes to cleaning the house. And so I vacuum a lot, I dust a lot, and I try to have filters in the house to also help out with that. But on top of vacuuming, I like to have a vacuum that might be specific to the mattresses. And I have been using one that I absolutely love. I'll link it down for you guys below. But believe it or not, there's just so many dust mites and dust particles and skin particles in our mattress, and that can exacerbate some asthma. So it is so important to just have a routine going all of the time. I also wash our bedding once a week, which to some people that seems like a lot, but to us, again, when you have allergies and asthma, it's just kind of worth it. And I try to have microfibers around to help with the dusting so it doesn't go flying everywhere. Those are kind of like some of the top level ideas that I can give out. But obviously, always keeping an eye on humidity as well, and just kind of try to stay on top of the dust, which is kind of hard, I understand, but it definitely helps out if you can at least incorporate that into your daily routine. Now, I know what you're probably wondering. Girl, when was the last time you took care of your bathroom? I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a lot going on this week. I was so stressed out. I've been having really bad panic attacks at the end of the day, which I have been trying to figure out if they're panic attacks, what's going on. It's a whole nother story for a different day. But yes, my bathroom is chaos. And one thing I like to focus, especially on Instagram, is to really be honest about what it looks like for people dealing with depression and anxiety. I might be excelling at something this week, and some part of my house looks like havoc, just havoc. Am I ashamed of it? Absolutely not, because I am actually a very productive individual. There are just times and days where things just don't feel right. This can be true for people that have autoimmune disease as well, and also people that are grieving. There are just some days where the best we could do was get out of bed, put our hair up, and get some food in our tummies. Now, am I proud of this mess? No, but what's nice about it is that when you learn to clean the way I clean with depression, anxiety, and ADHD, it literally goes by so fast. There isn't a room in my house that I cannot tackle in under 20, 30 minutes. And that's saying a lot for somebody who's very scatterbrained at times. So, I've tackled the entire top floor of my house. I feel good about it, and I hope that you're also feeling motivated and that this helped you get started in your journey of managing your home. Please know that social media isn't what it's made to be, and if you ever see a perfect home with a perfect environment, just send a blessing their way and focus on your own health, on your own well being, and your growth, because that's how I feel we actually make a difference. Now, as always, everything that I've used here today, I will have linked down below in the description section for you guys. I also have a lot of my favorites through my Walmart storefront, my Amazon storefront, and my LTK shop. If you are using the app, then I will have those links down below for you guys, as well as my digital templates, because last time a lot of you guys told me you enjoyed those. I have tons of free templates on my website, and there's tons more that are going to be released for the year of 2025 as well. And super excited for that announcement. We are going to be releasing planner stickers because so many of you guys mentioned you love them over on Instagram. So those will be releasing here in the next few weeks. Stay tuned for those. And again, a huge thank you to everybody who has followed me through this journey over on Instagram, TikTok, and now on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And please let me know what you thought of learning to clean while dealing with ADHD, depression, and or anxiety. Also, if you have a tip, a trick, or a hack, all of them are pretty much similar, on how to manage your home, we would love to hear that down in the comments. I think anything that you found successful to you would be greatly appreciated by anyone else who is dealing with this. As always, I thank you guys for your time. I hope you liked this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.